have to feel the music within yourself, within your soul. You express your feeling from the inside to the music, to the individual. And they feel it, they know it. See, if I'm playing with tears in my eyes and everything, they hear the music and they watch me and they know that feeling is there, they cry too.
There is little documentation on the beginnings of slack key, but here's what's believed to have happened. In 1793, Captain George Vancouver gifted King Kamehameha with a few head of cattle. He made the king promise to protect the cattle. Years later, as their numbers increased, Kamehameha sought help. 3 Spanish vaqueros arrived in 1823 to teach the Hawaiians how to handle the herds. The Paniolo caught on, and many Hawaiians went on to win international roping titles. But it's also believed that the vaquero left behind their guitars.
Either the Hawaiians preferred a tuning that was more suitable to their pitch or had more practical fingering for them. It's also possible that the vaqueros didn't stay in the islands long enough to really pass on these Spanish tuning. More than likely, I would think that the Hawaiians tuned that, being a very musical, culture, that they tuned it to something that they preferred, making it uniquely Hawaiian.
Just what is slack key?
Like the name implies, it's slackened or lowered from the standard tuning. At least some strings are. That's what gives it its name, slack key. It's characterized by finger picking, and your thumb normally plays a bass line, and your other finger or fingers plays the bottom strings like a melody line.
Musicians like Gabby Pahinui, Ata Isaacs, and Sonny Chillingworth took this unique Hawaiian style of music and ran with it, soon becoming legends.
I only know
Mate Painoi, Likita, La Painoi, Anis, Vita, and Elkai, Mahalo, and all, Lutin now, Bank of